Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Camouflage of the World, the series where we take a look at many camouflage patterns from countries all around the world for basic recognition purposes, a brief history lesson, and to form a general appreciation of different countries' takes on camouflage for many different environments and seasons. I am Mike B, and today we're going to be taking a look at CADPAT AR, or Arid Region. So in 1995-ish, if you haven't watched my original CADPAT video, CADPAT Temperate Woodland, go check that out. It should be in the playlist. I'll try to put a link in the description. But contrary to popular belief, Canada actually didn't have a desert camouflage pattern. They were mainly focused on being a defensive force, and CADPAT apparently was designed for southern Canada, where most of the population of the country is based. That's why it was so green, and they didn't think to have a desert variant. Now, that changed in 2002 after they were deployed to Afghanistan with NATO forces, and they realized that having a really bright relish green uniform in a semi-arid or more brown or arid area, which a lot of Afghanistan, or a little part of Afghanistan has, is not a good idea. So they quickly designed this and kind of just took the same digital scheme as regular CADPAT Temperate Woodland, and they turned this into a 3-color pattern featuring the khaki background, which is a good color, a darker brown to darken things up just a little bit and work on the shadowing, and then this kind of intermediate pinkish, purplish color. Now, I always sing CADPAT Temperate Woodland's praises. I think it's some great stuff for a specific environment. I think in the environments that it's designed for, it is one of the best performing. I do not share the same opinion with this pattern. So I have seen this being worn by Canadian forces in Kuwait. It was very dark and very pink. Now, pink is a good color to have in the desert, as I've talked about in many other Camouflage of the World videos, where some of them actually have just bright pink in there, and it works really well. The problem with this is once you wash it, the material is not of the greatest quality. It's sort of like the Temperate Woodland stuff, but it's a little bit different on this jacket. I think this is a later generation. I don't know, I'm sure Devin K will come in with all the specifications on that. Nevertheless, I've seen this work in action, and it doesn't perform as well as you would think. Once it fades, it turns into this kind of dark purplish pink color, and this is pretty unissued right here. This doesn't look like it's seen much. It's a little bit too dark for most desert environments. So I think Canada missed the mark on this one. They could have done a lot better, and it just wasn't really the best desert camouflage pattern. Now, a way to improve this would be to either pick a different color or change the color and just kind of reduce the amount of that weird pink color that I'll show you a close-up here in a second, and you'll see what I'm talking about. The other colors are actually okay. Those are colors you see in a desert. But this weird color they went with, I just don't understand. So why don't we go up and take a closer look, and then we'll get the video over with. So as we get a little bit closer up here, you can see what I'm talking about in this light. Even the khaki color has kind of got a pink undertone to it, and I think it should have just been a light khaki color, because a lot of the sand, even though, like if this was during the day, this would be way too pink for the sun, reflecting off of this, because that's how desert camouflage works. A lot is the sunlight, the way it reflects. Now, regular, like something like Marpat or 3-color desert with that light khaki, that naturally turns pink in low light situations. This would be way too dark, and it would be way too dark at the height of the day, when like the 3-color or another desert pattern that's more effective would be a lot lighter, like the sand is and the rocks and surrounding areas. So again, I think it could be so much better. They just chose weird colors for this. The actual pattern itself it's fine. It's aesthetically pleasing. It would work fine, but just the color palette. It's one of those camouflage patterns that pops up once in a while that you go, it should be a lot cooler than what it is. That's just my opinion. I'm not ragging on it. It sounds like I'm just, crapping on this thing, but I just really am disappointed. But anyway, you can see the colors here. Is it definitely, sticking with a 3-color desert pattern is a pretty smart idea. Just pick the right colors. Anyway, so yeah, you got the magazine pockets right there. I don't know what pattern this is. I'm sure Devin K will pop in and, this pattern, it was made by this person and this mill and this year and in this location, and they live at this place and they go to this diner a lot, and he'll know everything about Canada stuff. So anyway, yeah, we'll get back to the video and wrap things up. So there you have it, people. You can see up closer when the light was a little bit better that it's really got this kind of awkward pink color, and it's just, I don't know. I think Canada, again, missed the mark on this one, which is very disappointing to our neighbors to the north of us. But anyway, it's still a lot better than UCP. Let's say that for about 99% of camouflage patterns on the face of the earth. But it definitely worked better than the stuff we were wearing in Kuwait. I mean, if I had to pick one, I'd definitely go with the CADPAT AR. But between this and US3 Color Desert, I would take the US3 Color Desert any day. Or Desert Marpat, which is one of my favorite desert patterns, most effective. This is just, I think they were, if they had the color scheme of Desert Marpat, it might be a little bit better, but they just, again, they just chose this weird color, and then when it fades, it doesn't fade right and everything. But anyway, I'm talking in circles here. I like the aesthetics of the pattern are actually really good. You can see that. And those pockets are pretty interesting. They're the same kind of pockets that are on most of the Canadian battle dress, the first pattern stuff. So anyway, we'll wrap the video up. If you liked this video and you learned something, or you just like my channel in general and you want to become a sponsor, you can do so by becoming a Patreon supporter or a channel member. You can click the link to Patreon in the description, or hit the join button below this video to become a channel member. $5 a month or more on either platform gets into my Discord server, which is really fun. There's a lot of people on there. I learn a lot. We joke around, have a good time, just have conversations about stuff, upcoming video ideas, new acquisitions, stuff, etc., etc. It's really interactive. I like being on there. I'm usually on there at least once a day checking in. So if you want to do that, that's a benefit you get. And another benefit is just helping me be able to do content that I would not be able to afford out of pocket otherwise, such as this video. This was extremely hard to track down, especially in almost my size. I just need to lose a few pounds of baby fat, and then we'll fit right into here, and hopefully I can do a camouflage test video, because I think it would work well in dead grass areas up here in the spring and fall. So that's future. Just have to get the pants and a hat. But crowdfunding really helps me be able to offset that stuff. And same with ballistic tests and other really expensive videos that you guys love to watch, but are just, I mean, just funding on a pocket, I would go bankrupt. So crowdfunding has been allowed me to do some really cool content in the past year that I never thought was going to be possible. And it just keeps getting better. So thank you to all my Patreon supporters and channel members, past and present. You guys rock. It's been a dream come true doing this. It's just fantastic. I love doing these videos. I love history, and you guys help me be able to make content. I think everybody wins in that respect. So if you want to do that, you know what to do now. I'll stop rambling on. If you want to support me, but you can't do it financially, there are other ways to do that. You can like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, throw a comment with what you thought of this video down in the description, or in the comment section. I don't think you can edit the description. I hope you can edit the description. That's only my job. Anyway, so do that. If you got any questions, I'll try to answer them. I'm not an expert, but Devin K, who's our fellow Canadian, history nerd, he'll probably pop up in the comments on this one and tell me how wrong I was and how I didn't get the specs right and everything. So he can probably answer your question if you got anything on this pattern. And finally, if you don't want to support me, you think I'm a turd and you don't like my content and you just like, nope, not going to support you, that's totally fine too. I hate to break it to you, but you already have supported me by watching this video. So thank you to everyone who watched the video, and we'll see you on the next episode of Camouflage of the World.